The Korthan Union prided itself on knowing the capabilities of every potential adversary. No ship entered their territory without being scanned, dissected, and catalogued in their intelligence archives. So when a human warship, the TSS Valiant, was captured intact after a skirmish near the disputed Rin Belt, the Union celebrated. Finally, they would peel back the mystery of Terran military engineering. The Valiant was towed to Dock 7, a massive disassembly facility in orbit over Korth Prime. There, Admiral HFY and his team of engineers floated through the airlock with scanners humming. At first, the interior seemed primitive, narrow corridors, manual bulkhead controls, and heavy plating that looked like it belonged to an industrial freighter, not a cutting-edge warship. Crude, one engineer sneered. Not even fully automated. They moved deeper, scanning the walls. That's when they found something strange. Every bulkhead was layered with angled composite armor, then reinforced with more plating on the inside. It was overbuilt, as if expecting to take repeated catastrophic hits and keep functioning. Why so much redundancy? HFY asked. The scans provided more confusion. Human life support systems had triple backups, oxygen scrubbers that could run for months without resupply, and hydroponic racks tucked into maintenance bays. The ship wasn't just a war machine, it was a survival platform. In the engineering bay, the team froze. The Valiant's main reactor was only running at half capacity when captured, yet its design allowed for instantaneous overdrive far beyond safe operating norms for any known species. This reactor, it's built to risk meltdown, an engineer whispered. HFY frowned. Why would they design something so reckless? A weapons tech pulled up the armament data, and the room fell silent. The ship's primary cannons weren't energy-based. They were magnetic railguns capable of firing solid slugs at a fraction of light speed. Each slug could tear through an unshielded cruiser in one shot. Worse, the ship carried thousands of them. No power signature before impact, the tech said. Shields won't stop this. But that wasn't what made the engineers uneasy. They discovered that each weapon mount had manual firing controls, physical levers and triggers, completely independent from the ship's main computer. Even if the AI core was destroyed, the crew could still aim and fire. In the crew quarters, the Korthans expected comfort. Instead, they found cramped bunks, weapons racks, and emergency kits in every room. Some even contained combat armor. These aren't just crew, HFY realized. They're soldiers. All of them. The ship's logs painted an even darker picture. Records of battle damage that would have crippled most vessels. Yet the Valiant kept fighting. In one incident, after losing its main engines, the crew used maneuvering thrusters and railgun recoil to steer into firing position. The final discovery came in the command center. Under the captain's chair was a steel case, locked with biometric seals. When they cracked it open, they found a simple, worn book. The language was Terran Standard, but the title needed no translation. Survival is Victory. Inside were handwritten notes, not about tactics or maintenance, but about how to keep going when the ship was broken, how to fight when you were outnumbered, how to win when victory seemed impossible. One passage stood out. If they take the ship, they'll study it. Let them. They will never understand that the weapon is not the steel or the guns. The weapon is us. Admiral HFY closed the book slowly. A chill passed through him. The Valiant wasn't terrifying because of its technology. It was terrifying because every system, every design choice, every bit of redundancy existed for one purpose: to keep humans fighting when anyone else would surrender. He gave the order to cease the disassembly. The warship was to be sealed and returned under guard. Why return it? An aide asked. HFY's voice was low. Because the more we learn about them, the less I want to know. When the Valiant was finally handed back to the Terrans, its captain simply smiled at the Korthan delegation and said, "Hope you learned something." They had, and it kept the Korthan Union awake for years.